Hey guys, rxlyaT or Taylor here, and today I'm back with another Division video. And in this one, we're going to be doing the vendor reset, just like we do every Saturday. And we're going to start with the blueprints as normal. So for me, it's only showing an ACR blueprint because the other one, the MP7 blueprint, I've already bought. So this week, there's going to be an MP7 blueprint, an ACR blueprint, firearms mask, stamina vest, a holographic sight, quick release magazine, and a firearms gear mod blueprint. Like I said, if you've already got the MP7 blueprint, it's not going to show here, but I highly recommend picking up an MP7 blueprint if you don't already have it. As always, the exotics don't change apart from their talents. So this week the Centurion is rolled with Expert and Determined. The Centurion's actually got an 83% damage roll on it, so if you are looking for a pistol and want to use up some of your Phoenix credits, then this one might be the one you pick up this week. The Pecan rolled with Adapt and Talented, the Cassidy with Vicious and Self-Preserved, the Liberator with Sustained, Focused and Ferocious, and the Historian with Meticulous and Vicious. Now, sticking in the special equipments vendor, there's also a really nice Tactician's Authority holster here, and I'm not sure whether it warrants me putting God roll in the title or not, but as you can see, it's got an armor roll of 1001, the max roll on any holster. The firearms, stamina and electronics are all in the 1200 region, and then the major attribute is skill haste. Now guys, I fully recommend you picking up this Tactician's holster if you don't already have it, and definitely throw it into one of your builds. I'm actually running a build that requires Tactician at the moment, so I'm going to be swapping this one in for it. Now, as well as that, there's a prototype performance mod here with 6% first aid self-heal, and I always recommend throwing these in your build unless you're running something like a turret or a med box that requires a different performance mod. But if you're like me and you swear by these, then make sure you pick a couple up this week. Those two items were in the special equipment vendor. The advanced weaponry vendor this week is a first wave PF45, a converted SMG rolled with skilled, commanding and hurried, a classic AK-47 with sustained, prepared and focused, a Super 90 with fierce, brutal and trained, and a Model 700 with meticulous, trained and elevated. And finally the military RPK-74 rolled with dominant, prepared and talented. That's all the base of operations covered. We're now going to have a look at the gear that's in the other vendors around the world. In the DZ06 safe room, we have a pair of Tactician's Authority gloves here. The electronics is pretty low, but it's got marksman rifle damage, crit hit damage and crit hit chance here. Some near perfect rolled gloves, especially if you are using a marksman rifle. If you are using a marksman rifle, I highly recommend rolling the electronics to a higher roll or roll in one of the two other stats. But guys, these are some pretty nice gloves and they're in DZ06 safe room. In East 58th Street checkpoint, just on the border of DZ08, we've got a pair of Savage gloves with a pretty high firearms roll at 1240. Rolled with enemy armor damage, pistol damage and crit hit damage. Roll off pistol damage for a weapon of your choice and you've got some nice PvE Savage gloves for that little bit of extra crit chance. These are East 58th Street. In West 42nd Street checkpoint, again another pair of Savage gloves. This time they're rolled on stamina. Again a fairly low roll, but they've got assault rifle damage, skill haste and enemy armor damage. Here I'd probably roll off enemy armor damage for something like crit hit chance, and you got yourself a pretty decent pair of all-round Savage gloves. With them being rolled on stamina, you could definitely use this to your advantage in 1.8 with the stamina change as well as the optimization station. So guys, these were in West 42nd Street checkpoint. That's pretty much all the gear I could find this week worth mentioning. We're now going to have a look at some of the weapons. In East 46th Street checkpoint, we've got an enhanced AUG here. This one's a nice roll. It's got a 94% damage roll and it's rolled with Deadly, Commanding and Adapt. Here roll off Commanding for something like Responsive or Competent and you have yourself a near perfect AUG, and trust me, the AUG is a weapon you can make great work of. I definitely recommend picking this one up if you have the DZ funds, unlike myself. Like I said, this was at DZ East 46th Street checkpoint. At the Carmen Station safe house, it's a pretty nice ACR here, a 91% damage roll on it with Adapt, Commanding and Swift. Unfortunately here you'd have to roll off either Commanding or Swift because neither of these talents are that good, especially on an assault rifle. The fact it's got Adapt and the damage roll is the reason I'm showing it though. So this was at the Carmen Station safe house. Now there isn't many weapon attachments this week, and I know we've all got them falling out of our ears, so I'll only ever show them when I know that's a really close to god roll weapon attachment, or it is actually indeed a perfect roll. But we're now going to have a look at some gear mods, and I know you've been waiting for this one. So at Autumn's Hope Safe House, this is the mod to buy this week. A prototype electronics mod rolled with 265 electronics, and the major attribute is skill haste. Definitely buy a few of these, they're gonna come in handy and you know it. In West 31st Street Checkpoint, that's a pretty nice prototype firearms mod rolled with 254 firearms, as well as the major attribute being skill haste. Now if you missed out on this one a couple of weeks ago, then I recommend buying this. This was at West 31st Street Checkpoint. But guys, again, that's going to be it for this week's vendor reset. As always, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then let me know either by leaving a comment or by clicking that like button. And as always, if you're new around here and want to stay up to date with all of the things The Division, then please make sure to subscribe. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.